it's Laura with Following the Paper Trail, and I have a new one of my digital papers to show you. I have about, close to a dozen collections now, and I never think to put them up here on YouTube. I need to start doing more YouTube videos. I kind of got away from it, but I do want to show you this one. I am going to, in about a week and a half, going to be doing a Ustream class with an updated, enlarged version of the Wayfarer album. Here, I've got it right here. This is from 2012. It fit into a backpack type box. We're not doing the backpack, but we are going to be doing the pages, just like it is in this one. Here, this one's got more of the papers put on it, and it flips out. It's got tags all in it. This is the first time I did a kind of a bypass type page. And then it's got gatefolding on the back, but it's going to be much larger. I'm going to be doing a video of that one here in just a few minutes. Here's the size of the page. I don't have any of the papers and such put on it yet, but so you can see it's going to be like an 8 by 10 size page versus the smaller. But this paper will work on this. Now, all of my digital papers can be printed on 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I use 110-pound weight, but you can use anything from printing paper weight, the kind you use just to print, letters and documents on, if you like that weight, all the way up to whatever heavier weight. The 110-pound is probably the heaviest that I personally would use, but it makes for just a really nice, durable album. I also use a printer. I personally use an Epson, but I've also got an HP. But you want to use a printer that has individual color cartridges for the black, the cyan, the yellow, and the magenta. And you'll find that way you're just replacing, you'll find you'll use a lot less ink because you're just replacing the ink colors that you use the most. The beauty of digital paper collections is that you can then print out as many of each of the pages as you want, and you can use them for as long as you want. You download the JPEGs onto your computer and you print them from there. I have several of my customers who take the papers over to the office supply place and get them printed there. If you have a home printer, great. If not, you can take them out. It does have a permission. These don't have it on it, but there is a permission printed on the bottom of all the pages that you will be able to download. The usable area on all of these pages is 8 inches by 10 inches to allow for those who have printers that don't go edge to edge. Excuse me. I have a 12 by 12 printer that I haven't been using that much because not that many people have 12 by 12 printers, but I am going to be experimenting more with that as I get closer and closer to having my papers printed. Let's see, I'm trying to think of what are some of the other questions that have come up it's been just over a year since I started doing these digital papers. And they've been a lot of fun. They will work on almost any of my albums because they kind of fit within the size range of the pages that I do. I don't tend to do larger than an 8 by 10 type of paper will work on. So anyway, this paper collection is called Bohemian Feathers. Now, I put a ton of effort into these. I do a huge chunk of my own photography. I purchase some images, but I also do a lot of my own images as well. I've had some people question what price I put on them, but most of these papers have about 30 plus layers on them to create them, versus I could do some of the digital papers that are like you can buy for $5 to $10 that are not nearly as complex to put together. I try to do a lot of layering to give the richness and depth, and I think my color sense is a little bit unique. So I hope you like these, and you can check out not only these but others on my website at lauradenisondesigns.com. I'll also have, there's a link to that in the bio under the video. So, again, this one is called Bohemian Feathers. It's a little bit boho kind of styled with feathers and some of the arrows, which are kind of the in thing with boho, with a teenage daughter right now. I know, it's hard to believe my little tiny Sarah from when I started doing YouTube videos is now going to be a senior this year in high school. Anyway, with this one, I have 5 pages in this that have kind of a featured element on them. This one has some of the arrows and these kind of cool frames. Next up, with some watercolored leaves, not leaves, those are feathers and flowers, and a frame. These are all kind of neutral colors with the pops of aqua and violet and some kind of orange tones and some kind of warmish neutrals to go with the cool neutrals. Here's one that has more of the violet-y tones into it. Excuse me. I always have probably at least one butterfly in every one of my collections because I love butterflies. This one has more of an aqua with some purple on it. This next group of 5 is the feathers, but the feathers are more ghostly or shadowy and not so well defined. These are intended to be kind of the background type of papers. This one, they're very ghost-like. You can just see kind of the outline, and then a little dragonfly right there. These are more shadowy types. And these were the original ghostly ones where I came up with ghost feathers. With this one, there's kind of some Bohemian line drawings kind of behind these feathers. And then the next ones are kind of some all-over patterns. This is an all-over pattern that I created with the feathers and kind of a grid. Like, this is very similar to some quilt type stuff that I used to do. This one has the arrows and the feathers overlaid onto a background with the arrows and feathers on a diagonal. And this one with a different background has them vertical. And then I like to use some graphic type of papers to add accents. So I have a grid that's set on the diagonal that's in purple, a skinny stripe that's in aqua, and then a chevron that is in kind of brownish violets into aquas with that kind of golden patina to it. So these, this collection will also have some 4x6 journaling cards that I'm still working on that will get added to the accounts when you purchase these. These, when you purchase them, you get zip files that you then download onto your computer and you can unzip. You typically, on most computers, do not need a program to unzip them. If you double click, typically it will unzip or uncompress them. Zipping a file means you're compressing it because these are all digital and you want them to have that crispness and clearness. They're all bigger files, so by compressing them down, then you can open them in any program that allows you to view JPEG. You can just go to Adobe and you can view JPEGs off of an Adobe program. So anyway, this is Bohemian Feathers, and I promise when I get the album done using these, I will come back and do another YouTube video with a completed album. Thanks so much. All these years of doing videos, and I still have a hard time with this part.